What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about E3 seemingly being back. Now, I don't have the greatest things to say about E3. I've never really been the most positive on E3. In fact, a few weeks ago, I predicted that E3 this year would be canceled. Now, I do want to say I was technically right, because if this is true, and I think these are just, right now, it's discussions. Nothing is formally confirmed, okay? It would be all online. It would be all from home. So, the actual going to E3 would not be happening, so I do want to give myself half a point in the prediction category there. Before I get too cocky, let me just say, make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, PodcastNow15 is my Twitter handle. I'll leave a link for it in the description below, or, of course, you could just look me up on Twitter. And look, again, there's nothing... E3 obviously has its purpose. We get to see a lot of new things there. I've always said my main thing with E3 is I like now Summer Game Fest last year was not good whatsoever. I don't think we can really hide that. But the idea of spreading it out and literally making it a festival of announcements over several months instead of 3 days is to me way like I love it way more. Okay, that's not what we really got last year. We kind of got something that tried to be it. Now, what does this mean for Jeff Keighley Summer Game Fest? I don't know, but we'll have to see. This would be a 3-day, and I think it's only 3 days. So remember, E3 normally, like, it's a Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Those are most of the conferences, if not all of them. In fact, by Monday, normally all of them are done. And then, like, Tuesday, Wednesday, I think sometimes Thursday is when just the show floor is open and you go. Remember, over the last couple years, they started letting fans in where fans could actually, participate in it. But before then, it was just the media, right? And that's pretty much what E3 is, okay? It is chaotic. Obviously, 2 years ago, we had like the data breach where like all of 2,000 people that were there, right? All of their like personal information was online. All that garbage, not very good. Again, I think the idea of it happening, it should be, if you want to look at the optimistic point of view, it does mean that there's a lot of announcements I think companies really do want to say to us. Now, they don't say, and if you read the articles from Video Game Chronicle, they even make note that like there's no specifics. No, they're not saying like who they've talked to. All they're saying, it's the ESA, by the way, they're saying that they've talked to publishers, they've talked to developers about doing it, but they don't say which ones. So it doesn't even have to be the big ones, although they literally do say, I guess the biggest thing to take away from it is the intention is to hold multiple 2-hour keynote sessions from game partners, an award show, and June 14th preview night, and other smaller streams for game publishers, influencers, and media partners. So again, trying to make it what it was, like, hey, we have 3, 4, 5 big studios like Microsoft, like it used to be Bethesda, EA, Ubisoft, all that stuff. Let's give them the 2 hours, and then if Konami wants to go, which obviously is a joke, but if Konami, if Capcom, Square Enix, Warner Bros, if they want to go, they can maybe get a smaller one, or maybe they get a full 2-hour one. So again, like, the positives are there's more stuff coming. Like, I think this summer, with or without E3 happening, would have probably been pretty big. Eventually, like, yes, everything was delayed. Everything was pushed over, like, the last year. So many things haven't been announced that would have already. So many things haven't released that should have already released, right? Eventually, we're going to get just a wave of new things because we haven't really gotten it all that much over the last, I'd say, year. Yes, we have gotten lots of stuff, but it hasn't been nearly as much as we would have, right? So it is exciting. It is exciting. I don't like it for the fact that, again, I've never really been the biggest fan of E3, and also, even from like if you guys want to care about my mental health just for 2 seconds, I don't love staying up for like almost 24 hours, 3 days in a row to like do all the stuff that I do. Now, I did that back when I only had like 5, 10, 15,000 subscribers. Imagine now, I would go all in, right? All in towards these live streams. So I don't want to just, and that's the thing, but that's that's me. That's a content creator. I get it. Nobody is like me. Nobody could possibly be like Alex here, right? But I mean, in all reality, everybody's different. But I would say, from like a larger point of view, I don't really know if it's productive to have, again, all of these things happening in such a short time. From like my perspective, obviously, like, I'm doing so much and I'm trying to cover this game. There's like 15 games. Okay, 15 videos coming up, right? All that kind of stuff. But even from like other people, if you're watching it, the idea of smushing all these things together, well, number one, a lot of smaller things get completely forgotten. And number two, even bigger things get hurt by each other because you're having, say, 10 big games get announced all within like a 2-day period. You're not going to remember, you're not going to think about all of them. And that's why, again, I get last year's Summer Games Fest wasn't exactly good, but the idea of having the Microsoft, thing in May, then the State of Play, and that wasn't Game Fest. I mean, Jeff Keighley's Games Fest really was next to nothing. Okay, actually, what we did get though, Microsoft was May, Sony was June, I believe EA and Ubisoft were July, August was again Microsoft, and September was PlayStation again. So in reality, every month we did get stuff, and I actually think that was a really, really good thing where like every month or every couple weeks really we got some new show. And I would much prefer that, where if you had a schedule and said, okay, June is Sony and Warner Bros, July is Nintendo and Microsoft, August is EA, Ubisoft, and Square Enix. Like if you did like that would be amazing. Instead, it's, well, let's give you 30,000 things all at once. And I get it, like that kind of overload, it is probably cool to people. I think it's probably cooler to like younger people. At the same time, a lot of things get lost in that. You don't remember, and even again, some of the bigger things just get buried by other stuff. So I would say 2 to 4 things will probably steal the show, and all you're going to do is think about that. Whereas again, if you're spacing them all out, you give more of a chance to the other things. So that's, in my opinion, that's the main reason why I don't like E3, why I prefer it to be more spread out. I don't want it to ever go back to, going there and having, now I've never gone there. Actually, it would be kind of cool to go. Okay, and I probably would try to go, but I just don't think, I would rather it be a Summer Games Fest kind of thing, but in a good way, right? So let me know, guys, in the comments below, what do you think? Do you think they can pull it off? Who do you think would even do this? Again, they don't list specifics. They just say they're talking to people. So I wonder if they're not going to get, remember, Sony, Nintendo, actually quite a few companies pulled out on them. Jeff Keighley himself pulled out on E3. So really, they're losing faith. They're losing just likability around the gaming industry in general. So I wonder who would even do it in the first place. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turn on. Make sure you guys are following me over on Twitter, Podcast Now 15. Hey, if E3 does happen, I will obviously be covering it, probably covering it way, way, way more than I actually need to, but it would be fun. It would absolutely be fun. So thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you all on the next video.